Welcome to your holiday sports check, everyone. I'm Swanson Gibson Jr. Over the extra long weekend, the New Bite Regatta final took place, giving way to intense head-to-head races on the waters of Cat Island. On the shores was our very own Ricardo Lightbourne. He brings you the insight on the competition.
The 7th edition of the Cat Island Regatta into the final day of competition here in New Bite, and boy, what a great day for sailing. The winds are up, and let's start it all off with the Class E. Let me tell you that it was none other than Captain Peg going to the starting line with 2 wins, needing only 1 oar, second or third, to win the title. Well, Captain Bastian and Dale Butler went out there and did it. Clean sweep, taking all 3 cannons here in Class E. Congratulations to Captain Peg for winning this year's regatta. The Thunderbird finishing second overall, and 8 points at 9 points is the Stinger, followed by Sands Light, Blue Marlin, Try Me, Island Boy, and So Fine and Lady Zari decided to skip this one. They'll try next year. Let's take a look at what happened in Class C. This was nip and tuck going to the starting line. But again, who would win? Will it be the boat Catch the Cat or the Barbarian 2? Well, they went to the starting line. This one was interesting because Catch the Cat had some problems, broke down, finally got going, but it was too late. Barbarian 2 would take the final cannon in the Class C and win the championship. Talking to Delbert Gibson, it was a matter of making a sail change at the last moment that made a difference in winning this year's regatta.
We knew we had a slight problem with the mast. The mast was in quite plumb, and we had to quite go there and actually sail the boat to see how it reacted. In the beginning, the boat rejected it completely. So we had to make adjustments and try to get that mast plumb. Once we got the mast plumb, she started to respond right away. And once the boat is responding to my helm, it's easy sailing.
Well, there you have it, folks. The Cat Island Regatta is now complete. 70 years of sailing here in this beautiful, beautiful island. Hope to see you guys next year. So long from Cat Island.
Thanks, Ricardo. And still on sailing over in Exuma, our ZNS Total Sports team catching up with the Minister of Youth and Sports, the Honorable Mario Boleg, as he deciphered the Bahamas' sailing landscape.
The fact that we got 3 regattas going on at the same time, I tell you there's a lot to go around. But what we want to do as time goes on is try to ensure that we put some structure in place that will allow these regattas to qualify individuals for the best of the best, so that we can move on, and also have junior sailors being qualified to represent the country nationally.
Minister Boleg also touched on pending plans for the country's national sport.
What we're going to do right now in the Ministry of Youth and Sports, right after this regatta, there's a little lull before the regatta in October, which will be in Bryland, and we want to make sure that we have maybe look at putting on a conclave and also establish the sailing academy, which has already been budgeted for in this budget cycle, and so that is uttermost important because we want to see the progress and maintenance of maintaining our sailors, our junior sailors, to be able to replace our senior sailors.
From the sea to the pasture, the Caribbean Amateur Golf Championships begin this week at Bahamas Royal Blue Golf Club. This being the first CIGC competition held in the Bahamas since 2017. Bahamian golfer Richard Gibson Jr. spoke to the significance of the 242 hosting the meet and expectations heading in.
It's definitely a big deal, especially playing at home. We do have home court advantage, but we do have some very good players in the Caribbean, so you'll see how the players out this week. It's a pretty diverse team, but I feel like this is a good team, whereas we do have a very good chance of winning the Herman Cup title and also probably carrying the overall title also.
Team Bahamas has their sights set on claiming both the George Teal Trophy and Herman Cup. Comprising their roster is Haley Hall, Anissa Robinson, Madison Carroll, Kamari Pratt, Alexander Rowland, Davon Robinson, Linford Miller, Nolan Johnson, Richard Gibson Jr., and Sebastian Iberi Calzada. David Harris serves as coach of the team, while Anthony Hinsey takes on the managerial duties. Tee-off time for the CAGC begins Tuesday at 8 a.m. On the hardwood, the Bahamas senior men's national team prepares for FIBA World Cup qualifiers action, competing in their next window of competition later this month. After splitting their third window series this past July, featuring a blowout win against Jamaica, the 242 now looks to further their success as they take on Uruguay and Panama. Our ZNS Total Sports team recently caught up with Bahamas Basketball Federation First Vice President Moses Johnson as he discussed the Bahamas keeping their 2027 World Cup dreams alive.
We may have a few changes in terms of the roster, but the philosophy stays the same, and we just look to be positive as we continue to trek through the second phase of the World Cup qualifiers. We're right there where we need to be that seventh team that will make the World Cup. So it will be very important for us to win these games, because going into this last leg, we'll be really counting on winning the games that we can win, because at the end of it all of the scores, all of the win-loss records will be tallied.
The Bahamas does work against Uruguay and Panama on August 27th and 31st, looking to catapult their way atop the Americas group. And that's been a look at your sports on this holiday. I'm Swanson Gibson Jr., signing out until next time.